we're on.
ידיד נפש, אב הרחמן, אב הרחמן. בשוכבך אל רצונך, אל רצונך. I invite you all to sing along. ידיד נפש, אב הרחמן, אב הרחמן. בשוכבך אל רצונך, אל רצונך. ירוץ עבדך כמו היה משתחווה אל מול הדרך. Sing it with me. ידיד נפש, אב הרחמן, אב הרחמן. בשוכבך אל רצונך, אל רצונך.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Linda and my home and to the home of Leeav, Sofer, Amy Robinson, Katz, and Carl Cedar, as we, wherever you are in your homes, linked by a shared focus of celebration, a welcome of Shabbat, in our tradition, perceived in loving terms, Shabbat as our long-awaited partner. Our service continues with a love song, Yedid Nefesh.
Actually, we just sang the Yedid Nefesh.
Oh, yeah.
So it was so beautiful. You just wanted more. So we're going to continue on page 11 in the Lev Shalem Sidor, Psalm 95. Lechu neranena,
Lechu neranena,
Ladonai,
Ladonai.
Naria, Litzo Yishenu, Nekadma Fanav, Toda, Bizmirot, Narialo, Lechu neranena, Ladonai, Naria Litzu Yishayinu, nekad mapana betoda, bizmiro nabia lo, lechu neranin al Adonai, na'aria litzui sheinu, nekad mapana betoda, bizmiro nabia lo, ki el gadol Adonai, umelech gadol kol Elohim, asher biado mekari aretz, b'to'afod yarim lo. Lechu neranin al Adonai, na'aria litzui sheinu, nekad mapana betoda, bizmiro nabia lo. Lechu neranin al Adonai, na'aria litzui sheinu, nekad mapana betoda, bizmiro nabia lo. Leeav, could you spotlight me? Asher lo hayam behu asahu, v'yabesher yadav yatzaru, bo nishtachave v'nikra, nivracha livnei Adonai Oseinu. Lechu neranin al Adonai, na'aria litzui sheinu, nekad mapana betoda, nizero nabia lo. Lechu neranin al Adonai, na'aria litzui sheinu, nekad mapana betoda, bizmiro nabia lo. Ki hu Eloheinu, v'anachnu amarito b'tzon yado, hayom im b'kolo tishma'u, al takashu levavechem, ki imriva ki yom masaka bamidbar. Lechu neranin al Adonai, na'aria litzui sheinu, dekad mapana betoda, bizmiro nabia lo. Lechu neranin al Adonai, na'aria litzui sheinu, nekad mapana betoda, bizmiro nabia lo. Asher nisuni avotechem, b'chanuni gamra u'fo'ala li, 40 shana.
40 shana.
Akut bedor,
Akut bedor.
va'omar,
Va'omar.
am to'i levavhem,
Elohim.
v'hem lo yad'u,
V'hem lo yadu.
derachai,
Dirachai.
asher nishpati v'pi, im yiva'un el menuchati.
Psalm 96, if you're in Lev Shalem, it's on page 13. Sing to Adonai, a new song. Here's a new way of doing it. Yai-dai, 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 Shivu Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shivu Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shivu Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru Miyom, Liyom Yeshuato, Sapu Vagoyim Kivodo, B'chol Amim Nivlotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Omolam Me'o, No Rahu, Al Kol Elohim, Ki Kol Elohei Hamim Elilim, V'Adonai Shamayim Asa, Hod V'Hadar Lefanav, Hod Feret B'Mtasho, Havu Adonai משפחות עמים אהבו לאדוני, כבוד ועוז אהבו לאדוני, כבוד שמו שאו מנחה, ובואו לך צורותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בעבודת קודש. ישמחו השמיים,
ישמחו השמיים,
ותגר הארץ,
ותגר הארץ,
ירם הים,
ירם הים,
ומלואו,
ומלואו,
יעלוז שדי,
יעלוז שדי,
וכל אשר בו,
וכל אשר בו,
אז ירננו,
אז ירננו,
כל עצי הער,
כל עצי יער,
לפני אדוני קיווה,
לפני אדוני קיווה,
קיווה לשפוט הארץ,
קיווה לשפוט הארץ,
ישפוט תבל בצדק ועמים באמונתו.
On page 1516, Psalm 97, Adonai malach tagel haaretz yismechu ayim rubim. This is Dan Nichols or Zarua. Na na na, na na na. Na 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 ya na 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 ya na 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 Ozaru ala tzadik u'Yisrael simcha Zaru ala tzadik u'Yisrael v'simcha Yamana, Yamana, Namana, Yanana, Yanana. Sing with me, please. Yanana, 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 Yanana. We must keep our hopes alive. We must raise our voices high. We must hold each other tight. We must stand in the night and be light. Yamana, 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 Yamana. We must spread our love around. We must feel the spiritual sound. We must work till peace has come. We must love and live as one and be light and be light. Whoa. Yamana, 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 Yamana. Keep that going at home. Ozaru ala tzadik u'Yisrael simcha. Ozaru ala tzadik וישרה בשמחה. One more time.
That was awesome, Leeav. Join me if you're looking at your Cedar for Psalm 98. It's on page 17 in the Lev Shalem. Or just sing along anyway without your Cedar. Sing with us, Ya Nai Nai, or sing the words. Shir Adonai, Shir Chadash, Ki Niflaot Asa, Hoshia Lo Yamino, Uzero HaKodsho, Hadia Adonai, Yeshuato, Le'enei HaGoyim, Kilati Kato, Zachar Chazdo Be'emunato, Leveit Yisrael, Ra'ul Kol Afsei Aretz, Et Yeshuat Eloheinu, Havi'u L'Adonai, Kol Ha'aretz, Pitchu V'ranenu, Bezame'eru, Amu na 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 na, Ya na 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 na. Bechina bechalana go shofar hariu livnei hamelech Adonai Hiram hayam umelo tivel beyoshbeva ne'arot imchauchav yachad harim yiranenu livnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz Yishpot tevel v'tzedek ve'ami b'misharim Yananai, 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 yananai,
The Katz family dancers, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I didn't bring my fly family. Exalt Adonai, our God, and bow down at God's holy mountain. For Adonai, our God, is holy. Psalm 99, closing it out on page 20. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu V'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu V'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romimu. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romimu. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu V'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
All right, join us for Psalm 99. Sorry, 29. We just did 99. Psalm 29, page 21 in Lev Shalem.
הקודש, כל אדוני, המים, הכבוד, הירים.
אדוני, על מים רבים, כל אדוני, בכוח.
די 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 כל אדוני והדר כל אדוני סובר ארזים וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון ירקידם כמו עגל
לבנון וסיריון כמו בן רעמי.
איי, כל אדוני, חוצה לבודש, יכיל מדבר, יכיל אדוני, מדבר קדש, כל אדוני, יכולי איילות.
ויחסו יערות ובהיכלו כולו עומד כבוד.
די 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 אדוני למבול ישב וישב אדוני מלך לעולם אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום יאי ניי 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 sing it יאי ניי 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 put your hands together יאי ניי 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 Yai nai nai yai nai nai nai.
So tonight with our service, we're taking our time with Kabbalat Shabbat. And our service will end with Kabbalat Shabbat. So those in a more traditional mode can continue with the Mariv service. But there is the feeling of Kabbalat Shabbat that it's a time of shifting and celebrating and doing so with song, but more with the anticipation of romance, specifically the romance of the Jewish people. For as the rabbis picture this evening of Shabbat, the image is of a groom awaiting a bride or of a bride awaiting the entry into the space where she will reunite with her husband-to-be. That image of love is at the core of the Jewish people's understanding of a relationship with God. Like in Song of Songs, in which there is the expression of longing between a man and a woman, of unrequited love, in Shabbat, there is the anticipation of union, of unity, of wholeness, and of the sweetness of coming together, awaiting a bride. And so in the 16th century, the rabbis composed a song, Lecha Dodi, that builds on that motif of awaiting a wedding day every week on Friday night, as we join together across generations to sing of love and to celebrate.
שמו וזכו בדיבורך השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולקהילה חדותי kala yabba pene Shabbat mikabla oh lechadu likra kala yabba pene Shabbat mikabla likrat Shabbat lechovnecha ki mikor habaracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava teila lechadu likra kala yabba pene Shabbat mikabla lechadu likra kala yabba pene Shabbat mikabla mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzi mitoch hafecha rav lach shevet b'yemek havacha v'hu yachamor alaychem la lechadu likra kala yabba pene Shabbat mikabla lechadu likra kala yabba pene Shabbat mikabla
לחדודי לקראת גלה פני שבת נקבלה לחדודי לקראת גלה פני שבת נקבלה התנערי מעפר קומי לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי קרבה אל נפשי גאלה לחדודי לקראת גאלה פני שבת לקבלה לחדודי לקראת גאלה פני שבת נקבלה או התעוררי כי באורך ומאורי אורי שדברי כבוד אדוני הליך נגלה לך דודי לקראת גאלה פני שבת נקבלה לחלדתי לקראת גאלה פני שבת נקבלה אוי לא תבושי ולא תקלמי מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי בך יחוסי אני יעמי וליב תראי על דילה לך דודי לקראת גאלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת גאלה פני שבת נקבלה
לך דודי לקראת גאלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת גאלה פני שבת נקבלה והיו למשיסה שוסייך ורחקו קומבלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך כמסו ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי. אל יעניש בן פרצי, ואני שמחה ונגילה לך דודי, לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. שלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי השלום.
Welcome Shabbos bride into our presence. Now that we've welcomed the Shabbos bride, we sing the Shabbos song, the song for Shabbat. Mizmor shir liyom haShabbat, tov lehodot l'Adonai. Mizmor shir liyom haShabbat, tov lehodot l'Adonai. ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. מזמור שיר יום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. Lee.
On page 28, we have Psalm 92. Tzadik katamar yifrach ke'erez balvanon yizgeh shetunin be'vet Adonai bechatzron Eloheinu yafrichu od yenun b'seva deshenim v'rananim
Adonai malach geut lavesh Adonai oz hit azar Aftikon tevel baltimot Nachon ki zacha me'az me'olam adam Naseu neharot Adonai Naseu neharot kolam Yiseu neharot toch yam Mikolot mayim rabim Adirim mishbereyam Adi Bamaron Adonai Edot hacham Ne'amnu ma'od Beit Chana b'kodesh Adonai le'orach yamim
So in my introduction to Lechadodi, I spoke about brides and grooms, each with anticipation, with my bride over my shoulder now. And in part, I do so as I bring my daughter to mind, because I had the opportunity to FaceTime with our daughter, Anna, who's engaged. And having a daughter who's engaged gives me a whole new perspective on the anticipation of the wedding, an anticipation that is made all the more complex by this as a COVID time where it's unclear how to anticipate what will unfold in terms of when they can get married, and will her friends be able to be there, and will they be able to dance with each other? And so that's been part of our conversations. And in that regard, I wanted to teach 3 things from our Torah reading of last week about marriage that leads into the Torah reading of this week, which is Toldot. Because in Toldot, you already have Isaac and Rebekah married, and Rebekah is pregnant with twins. And so much of Toldot is about sibling rivalry between Esav and Jacob, that I thought would be more romantic tonight. And it's Shabbat. Shabbat's the time of feeling love and the joy of coming into oneness. And so a word about our Torah reading for context. In our Torah, Isaac will meet his bride as an arranged marriage. It will be Abraham who will say to his servant, I don't want my son Isaac, and some say he was as old as 37 at this point, to go looking for a bride, to leave our land. So you will be the one to return to the place of his mother, my hometown, and there find somebody who is more akin, even as kin, to us. And so the test that the servant devises to know who is that bride that's suitable, he says as a prayer, let it be God, the woman who not only offers me water at the well, but my 10 camels. 10 camels equals 120 gallons of water. Let that woman be the bride for my master's son. And sure enough, Rebekah is at the well, displays this quality of generosity of spirit as she eagerly offers the stranger water to drink, and then waters all the camels. And so he goes back to her home, meets her family, finds that indeed Rebekah is related to Abraham, to Sarah, and says, my master is quite wealthy. He brings lots of gold nose rings that he gives to her as a gift. And the family says, let her stay for a while. Don't rush. She shouldn't rush to leave with you. And he says, no, my master is waiting. I have to go. And she answers with one word, Elech, I will go. And the family now, at the end of the last verses that will lead into this week's Torah reading, describe that chapter 24, verse 59. They let their relative Rebekah go, along with her attendant. They blessed Rebekah and said to her, our sister, grow into thousands of myriads. May your descendants inherit the gate of their foes. Those words in Hebrew are what is recited traditionally at a ceremony of bedekin. So when the veil is getting ready to be placed on the bride, as she's getting ready to begin her journey to the chuppah, these are the words that are echoed. May you, our sister, grow into thousands of myriads. May your descendants inherit the gates of their foes. A blessing of both the fulfillment of the hope of a large family, and that family will dwell in safety. And so the story continues. Isaac was on his way, coming from Be'er Lachai Roi. He was then living in the Negev area. Mind you, he's not living with his father at this point. Isaac went out to meditate in the field toward evening. He raised his eyes and he saw camels approaching. When Rebekah looked up and saw Isaac, she fell from the camel. She asked the servant, who is this man coming toward us in the field? Which is to say, she was literally head over heels, falling off the camel, even before she knew that this was her intended. And so there's that element of an arranged marriage. She doesn't know who this man's son will be, but she clearly, at least as it's described, is very smitten at the outset. The servant told Isaac all that had happened. And Isaac brought the girl into his mother Sarah's tent, who had already passed, and he married Rebekah. And here's the other key line. So the first teaching is the teaching of the bedekin, the blessing that's still recited. The second is, if you're fortunate, you see the other and you go, that's the guy. But the third quality, because every relationship is different, every falling in love is different, reads as follows. Vayikach et Rivka, and he took Rebekah, Rivka, v'tihilo le'isha, and she was to him a wife, v'yihaveha, and he loved her. So the teaching there of chuppah is that, in this case, his falling in love had a different order than hers. That too happens in relationships. His falling in love with her was a result of making a commitment. First, he made the commitment to marry her. He brought her into the tent to say, she is my wife. And only then, v'yehahaveha, did he love her. And regardless of how couples do meet, what I have learned is that the quality of love is enhanced by commitment, is enhanced by a sense that I do choose this person from all the other possible partners, with the expectation that I will be more fully myself in relationship with this other, and thereby be elevated. Those are the three steps that Shabbat is identified with, namely the act of holy making. Kiddushin is the word the rabbis use for marriage. 3 steps: to choose from among all potential, to separate out as the seventh day is separated from the other 6, to find in coming into Shabbat a quality of greater wholeness, that quality of calm that allows us to see the world more completely and to marvel over its beauty, but to do so with that third dimension, and that's to be elevated, to see the world more than through only our eyes, to see the world through the eyes of generations before and perhaps after us, to see the world through the eyes of the Creator as we become vessels on Shabbat of God's presence, vessels of love. Closing story. Most of the world geographically today still has arranged marriages. In India, in China, in Africa, largely people are married through their parents choosing the right groom or the right bride. And so a story about Anna. When Anna got to New York 3 years ago, our son Joey, her older brother, was having a birthday party. And Anna came. She'd only been in New York a couple of weeks, and Joey's girlfriend said, "Why don't you introduce your sister to one of your friends?" To which he replied, "I don't trust any of my friends with my sister, except maybe Leeav, who I'm in business school with. I like Leeav. He might be trustworthy." Well, Leeav wasn't there at that particular party, and 2 weeks later, Anna is on JSwipe, which is linked to Facebook, as is Leeav, and they match, and they see that there's a relationship to Joey Spitz. So Leeav calls Joey and says, "Can I go out with your sister?" And Anna calls and says, "Can I go out with your friend?" And they've been together ever since, awaiting their wedding. And so my blessing for them, my blessing for all those who seek their beshert, their intended, is that as Rebecca found her beshert in Isaac, and as her family blessed her, so may all those couples be blessed. And may all of us who have the blessing of a partner, may we find in that partner those 3 qualities that are the qualities of Shabbat, the qualities of commitment, the qualities of wholeness, the quality of holiness. And on this Shabbat, may we all feel the gift of love. Amen.
Amen. May they all fall off the camel.
Head over heels.
Amen. So we're going to say a prayer for healing now. And as we do,
Now that you remind me, Amy, let me just pause, because I asked Amy to give me the pause, and I know she was going to say it, but I am aware that one of our former rabbinic interns, who's very dear to me, who lives in Rabbi Dan Kamen,
Oklahoma City.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. I have to pause because I've never been to Tulsa, Oklahoma, who I was reading online today testimonials to the ways in which Rabbi Dan has created community beyond just the Jewish community, doing so among other projects with a bakery, with cookies that gets distributed throughout Tulsa. He is unfortunately, sadly, in the hospital with COVID, and from what I read as a post of 24 hours ago, in a very serious place. And so with my heart heavy and filled with love for Dan, I use this pause to honor him as a part of our extended community of Congregation B'nai Israel, as an extended community of many who see him as a friend. May, as Amy and Leeav chant, whoever, is it Leeav chanting? As Leeav chants the prayer for healing, may we bring Rabbi Kamen's to mind.
מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב שרה רבקה רחל ולאה הוא יברך וירפא את החולים מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב שרה רבקה רחל ולאה הוא יברך וירפא את החולים אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב שרה רבקה רחל ולאה הוא יברך וירפא את החולים הוא יברך וירפא את
Amen. Leeav, beautiful, beautiful. At this time, those in mourning or observing a yortzeit can join me in saying Kaddish in Lev Shalem on page 30. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba b'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mivorach v'yolamu l'olmei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei d'kudisha brichu La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. O se shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru. Amen.
We finish out the night. The song of peace, Shalom Aleichem, peace be on you. Miss all of you. Miss getting to sing in the same room with you. But I'm glad that we can be together in this way, and I look forward to times we'll be back together. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Bochem l'shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Malachi HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Leeav l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Come on. One more time. Might as well go. Here we come on.
A thank you to Amy Robinson Katz, to Leeav Sofer, to Carl Cedar. It is a joy to begin Shabbat in community with each of you that is sharing. To all, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Litrot.
Litrot. Next time. See you soon.
It's out.
Peace. Mic drop. I'm just kidding.
Okay, we are off the air.